today. From Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. It's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Detroit Lions.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We thought the old place was loud. Somehow this place got even louder a short time ago as the Falcons were introduced to this sellout crowd. We're set to go as the Falcons get ready to match up with the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the reigning MVP of the National Football League, now in his 17th season out of Cal. It's Aaron Rodgers.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much. But I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first. I think everyone would like to see him finish number one, including himself.
The numbers in last week's contest for Ingram: 6 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown as well.
He now has 11 touchdowns on the season, and in no way is that just simply luck. That's a great combination of route running, determination, and making nice catches.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Rodgers again now. This one swung out to Williams. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down. Now Rodgers. Completes it to Evan Ingram. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. On 2nd and 9. Rodgers puts it on the carpet. It's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone came around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and pull the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Being chased out left. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former 7th-round pick from FIU. At quarterback, it's Alex Magoo.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award.
He got touchdowns, I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person. Obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Certainly not the cleanest of starts to this football game. Back-to-back plays yield turnovers in this first quarter.
So there's not much flow right now. A very choppy game. And I know this. It's a copycat league. We say it all the time about the NFL, but I'm not quite sure this is what they had in mind about something they wanted to emulate.
No, you don't want to emulate a turnover. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Chris Jones, the all-pro defensive tackle, there to make the play defensively. To throw is Rodgers. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Now Rodgers. Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Chris Jones, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, wide open, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter. We're scoreless after 1. This is Scarborough. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Out to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Throwing here, Magoo. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Rolling to his left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley. And the Falcons are going to get the football here at their own 23. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll try the left side with Etienne. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
And that's a pleasing run there by Travis Etienne. And every time I see him carry it, I think of the word mature. Why? 4 full seasons at Clemson, not something you normally get with a running back. Had almost 5,000 yards rushing, the school record, along with 70 rushing touchdowns. That's both the school record and ACC record. The second running back taken in the draft after Najee Harris from Alabama, number 25 overall. He's now wearing number 1 in the NFL after wearing number 9 at Clemson. He loves those single digits.
On second and very short, Rodgers into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll get this out to the 30-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Not something you want to see in week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Magoo. Flushed out right. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Travis Kelce with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And no return here for Evans as they will bring this out to the 25. A chance for us to look at the Lions defense again. And a big reason they have the lead right now, as we see on the screen, their 3 turnovers.
And how about the emotion now that the defensive team is generating for the entire team? Creating the turnovers, what they call takeaways, and turning those into points for their team. That's why they have the lead, and that's got to be exciting for those guys on the defensive side of the ball.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. Returnable for Lockett. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Here's Magoo looking to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. He lets it fly for Lockett. And it is incomplete. I had a defender running right with him. And now it's third down. Magoo back to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. I think that's Mack who's still down. Yeah, it is. Mack apparently shaken up there. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Punter Sterling Hoffrichter out now. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you had looked, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right. Looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. There he goes, left side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Now following the touchdown, Hoffrichter to kick off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. A gain of 6 there on first. This time they'll just keep this on the ground. Uses the stiff arm. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And just a field goal separating the two sides. 10-7 is the score. Ezekiel Elliott has run for a touchdown there. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the Jaguars as that one's gone to halftime. Justin Jefferson, a touchdown catch in that first half. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Saquon Barkley, a touchdown run in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Tyler Lockett now with the return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. As the offense comes back onto the field, let's get a closer look at Alex Magoo. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Magoo. Flush to his right. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game, and when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. And quickly, they get to the line. Eluding the pressure right. But I think the ball's out, and the Falcons say they have it. They do. So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, second guy in, tackle the ball.
They'll throw on first, and he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Chris Jones in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Here's Fromm to throw. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. First and 10 from. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Chris Jones in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24 from. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a third down and very long.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here's Jamie Gillen now, standing just outside his own goal line. Now it's Lockett. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, that's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, That's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Well, let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. Chris Jones on the stop. One quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Fromm. Nice move by Lewis. And boy, some nifty running, but he's still going to come up about a yard shy. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Fromm. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. The Falcons on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw from. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Nick Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. They'll try and throw for it with Fromm. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. And they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Caleb Farley, the first-round pick back in April, there on the tackle. To throw is Magoo. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. And they turn it over. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. On 1st down, from complete. It's Johnson. Takes this one up past the 20 after he's able to make a man miss. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, They put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. Throwing is from. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. In a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, second and right at a yard. They'll look to throw again. He gets this to the former Aztec, Kahale Waring. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw again. And that's caught by Williams. Not much there, only a yard. Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency. Now from. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. From. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. To throw again on second down. From. Johnson's got it, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught. It's Woods. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Pressure gets him back at the 14. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. He's got Lewis, and he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
And this will be covered up by the Lions, and that might just about seal the deal. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Flushed out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, You think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Lions, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks.